In Act 2, Marilyn and Richard speak with Mrs. Martinelli, a real estate agent. Mrs. Martinelli offers to help, but she explains that Marilyn and Richard cannot afford a house in Riverdale.
Of course, they won't be in Riverdale. The cost of housing's too high for you here.
Will Marilyn and Richard find a house?
I remember your parents' first house very well. It was on Spring Avenue, near the park.
I grew up in that house.
Yes, and you were such a cute baby.
I've seen pictures of him. He had blonde hair.
I've been friendly with the Stewart family for a long time, so it's my pleasure to help you find a house now.
Well, we're not sure we can afford one.
But we'd like to find out about the possibilities.
That's a good idea. I love your house on Linden Street. I sold your father that house 17 years ago.
Really?
Yes, Mom was pregnant with Robbie then, and they needed the extra room.
I hear you're expecting a baby, Mrs. Stewart.
So we will be needing more room.
Oh, so you don't need something immediately?
No, but in 5 or 6 months.
And time passes so quickly.
Yes, it does. Well, when you called, you gave me enough information about your salaries and your savings, so I have a good idea about your financial situation. Let me show you some pictures of houses.
With 2 bedrooms?
Yes, I think I can show you some. Of course, they won't be in Riverdale. The cost of housing's too high for you here.
I haven't thought about living anywhere else. We've always lived in this area.
Where should we look for a house, Mrs. Martinelli?
Well, we have an office in Mount Kisco. It's a lovely area, and it's only about an hour's drive from here. Here, I have a book with photos of some homes in that area. Now, let's see. Here, this is a lovely 2-bedroom house in your price range.
It's pretty, but I prefer a 2-story home.
I do too. I don't care for a ranch type.
Okay. Oh, this is a wonderful house. I know it well. I sold it to the present owners.
It looks wonderful.
This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. It has a full basement, and it is on a half-acre lot. You can probably afford this one.
I like this house.
So do I.
And the price is right. Would you like to go see it?
Yes. We're planning to talk to someone at the bank next week. Perhaps we can see the house this weekend.
If someone doesn't buy it before then. But let's keep looking, just to get an idea of some other possibilities.
This is very helpful, Mrs. Martinelli.
Here, this is a wonderful example of a Spanish-style architecture.
Oh, I love the roof tiles on a Spanish-style house.
It looks like the houses in Hollywood.
It's interesting. A house like this in Riverdale costs double the price. Oh, my. Here's a real buy. It's a bargain. This house just came on the market.
It's quite lovely. Is it a 2-bedroom house?
No, it has 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. I know the house. It has a brand new kitchen and a living room with a 12-foot ceiling. And there's a 2-car garage.
Why don't we go look at this house, too?
It's a good investment.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinelli.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Give my best to your parents. Your father's a wonderful doctor, Richard. He took care of my daughter when she was a child. He's the best pediatrician in Westchester.
Thanks, Mrs. Martinelli. I'll give them your regards.
We really appreciate your advice.
I do think you should go see the houses and talk to the bank. Here, let me give you some information sheets about the houses. They're both very good buys.
Well, thanks so much for your help and your time, Mrs. Martinelli. We've got a lot to talk about.
Thanks.
is a lovely two-bedroom house.
The house has 2 bedrooms. It's a 2-bedroom house.
This is a two-bedroom, two-bath house.
A 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. It has 2 bedrooms and 2 baths.
What about this house?
Well, let's see. 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. It has 3 bedrooms. It's a 3-bedroom house. What about that house?
I like this house. 1 bath, 2 baths. This house has 2 baths. It's a 2-bath house. Oh, I also like the garage. It holds 2 cars. It's a 2-car garage.
This looks like a nice house. I've got to see the inside. Let's see. There's a big kitchen, a dining room, a living room, and 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 1 bath, 2 baths. That's good. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths.
So what did you think?
Well, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And you know, I think we could live here.
We'll have our own home.
It's the American dream.